Grieving daughter begs Ontario mandate vaccines for long-term care staff after vaccinated mother dies. By the way, RIP to the deceased. And I knew you wanted to talk about this because this is an old story. You sent it to me like last week, and then he sent it to me today.
Well, it's a few days old. It's a few days old now. You're right. It is an old story. And at
Anyways,
first,
go ahead, get your points off because I know where you want to go with this. But please,
yeah, at first I didn't no, at first I didn't want to talk about it. At first I didn't want to talk about it because it's just ridiculous. I just thought it was a funny headline. I just thought it was a funny headline where the blame was being placed by this lady after her mother got vaccinated. She was blaming the unvaccinated healthcare workers. Like the vaccinated ones couldn't also be the ones who gave it to her. It's also possible. But the reason why I wanted to
that's a
talk
good
about
point.
this,
That's a
the
good
reason
point.
why, right. The reason why I wanted to talk about this specifically, and but let's let Deuce Gang know, is because what they're talking about now is making it mandatory for all people in long-term care and healthcare and on all these fields, making it mandatory for them to get a vaccine. And I don't know how I feel about that. Of course, they're around. If you're in long-term care, you are consistently surrounded by the people who are most vulnerable to this virus. So I understand people wanting to, you know, get everybody in there vaccinated. But as I said to start off, and as I said very briefly, and I'll touch on it 1 second again, just because you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean that you are not able to spread the virus as well. You can still do it. So you can't just put the blame on the people there that are unvaccinated and say it's only them that are spreading this. That's what I have an issue with. But how do you feel about them making it mandatory? Do you think that people working with people like this should have to get the vaccine?
The answer, of course, is yes. And it's not for the reasons you've just described. It's not so you don't pass it on to somebody else because we know that's still possible. The
Right.
answer is to protect yourself. So I would ask you a question. Professional football, pretty dangerous sport, right?
Yeah.
You
I
wouldn't
didn't.
go play professional football without a helmet. If you're a cop, they don't even allow you to walk the beat without your vest on. But you wouldn't go to a shootout without a vest, even if you have a vest on, right?
Right.
Just because you have a vest on, bro, doesn't mean you still running like, no, you still duck for cover behind shit. So you're protected with the vest, but you still take precautions. You don't just go ham. So the point that I'm trying to make is absolutely. I use those examples to run parallel with somebody who works in long care, somebody
Right.
long term care, somebody who works in a hospital where a COVID unit,
In the ICU. Right.
the IC. Of course you should wear it, and just excuse me. Of course you should be vaccinated, and of course you should wear PPE. If it was up to me, I'd be head to toe in that bitch. Just because I'm
Right.
vaccinated doesn't mean I'm a, so like the like
Okay. Okay.
my
So let's make a hypothetical situation. We have a healthcare worker. Doesn't matter where they work. ICU and long-term care, I think, are the two most probably. I think you'd agree the two most probably influential as far as healthcare and where people are most susceptible right now. Like where the I feel or where you feel people should be vaccinated the most. I don't. Do you agree with that? And like
I
as
feel
far
like if
as
you work in a hospital, you should just be vaccinated. But
okay.
sure, go ahead.
So to touch on that, let's just say that there's a person that's been working there. I've been working there for 10, 15 years. I have plenty of experience. This is what I've wanted to do my whole life. I don't really know anything else. This is my dream job. Um, and now this pandemic has come up out of nowhere. Like it's not like it was planned or anything like that. It's come up out of nowhere. I have all the information that everybody else has. In fact, I might even have a little bit more because I'm working in the hospital or in the long-term care. And with all of that information that I have, there's still something in me that says, you know what? I don't feel comfortable getting this. I just don't feel comfortable. I understand what it's for, know all the facts, but I'm not comfortable getting it right now while it's still in clinical fucking trials. So let me wait to see what happens. Now your job comes up to you and they say, listen, you either get this vaccine or you got to leave.
So
How can you make a
so to
decision
answer
there?
that question, Um, they're giving you a choice. Okay.
Are they?
Hold on, let me finish. They're
Yeah,
giving
okay.
they're giving you a choice. It's an unfair choice, but they're still giving you a choice. So if I was put in that situation, because I didn't get the vaccine when it first came out, I
Right.
waited. I would quit my job.
See, that's wild though.
I want to hold on for a second. I
You
also
can't
want
you
to
can't just you can't just put that in this.
hold on for a second, bro.
Okay. Sorry,
I
man. I get heated with this because it's just like I know you have a
I
kid, bro.
I have a kid.
Then tell me you're gonna
So the
quit.
reason why I have to say that is because I have a kid. I have a mouth to feed apart from my own.
Yeah.
I have a mortgage. I got bills just
Well,
like
then stop
everybody else.
bullshitting.
So, but what I'm trying to say is, even with all those things, I would still quit.
You're
This is
wild.
this is
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
believe that for
This
one
is
second.
that's
Not just
great.
from you, but just anybody that says that. I
Okay,
don't believe that for one second.
so then why is Kyrie Irving willing to lose
He has
$20
millions of
million
dollars. That's a different.
dollars?
That is a person with millions of dollars. He can literally never work again a day in his life, and he's fine. He has investments. He has all of that, businesses, all that.
But guess
I'm talking about the people that watch these videos, the regular people, regular lives.
what I'm saying is you are put in a horrible position. But if you believe that this vaccine will have adverse effects on you in the long term, why would you take it at all? You could be mad. I would be mad. You could protest. I would protest. In fact, if I was put in that position, probably 40 to 50% of my time would be creating public awareness at the position that the government is putting people like me in. I don't knock these people for being vocal about it, but I'm just saying I would make that choice, and it would be to not get vaccinated. And then
I mean, we're speaking hypothetical, but this is actually
yeah,
a
of
real
course, this is
thing that's
happening right
happening
now
in Ontario. Yeah, this is actually a real, just not in long term care. It hasn't been extended to long term care yet.
And by the way, do you think that there's a shortage of staff in hospitals? Like, for what I'm trying to say is, like, if you just finish school, right? Like, you're an RN now, like you could work. Do you think you'd have a hard time finding a job? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
If you're a brand new nurse,
Yeah.
I don't know about hospitals, but I know that I've just heard about a lot of people either getting fired or quitting. My aunt works in a hospital, and I had a conversation with her. I can tell you how that went. So I asked her what it was like, because she got the vaccine, not because she wanted to, but because she wanted to keep her job, which is also why I wanted to talk about this. I had a conversation with her on the phone. It was painful to listen to, because she was so sad and devastated that she had to make this decision. But she has a mortgage to pay. She has a family to take care of. She has bills to pay. And she went to school to become this position at the job. I'm not going to say what hospital or what her position is. I don't want to give any of that away, obviously. But she works at a hospital. She went to school for years to get this position.
Yeah,
so she can't just up and leave and go find, because you can't go to another hospital. It's the same thing at another hospital.
I guess what I'm saying is the scenario that you painted was the vaccine just came out. I need time. So what I'm saying is, since I don't know enough, I will take my leave, work wherever I got to work, do whatever I got to do. Time goes by, months go by, hell, it may be even a year. Am I now comfortable with the information that has come out in regards to the vaccine? I know I was. That's why I got it. Get my vaccine. That's why I asked you, is it hard for an RN to get a job right now? Because if it's not, I'm now vaccinated. I went to school. I have X amount of years behind me, and I'm vaccinated right back into the workforce. I'm not speaking to your aunt. I'm not even speaking to anybody out there watching. Just because I laid out a little bit of my situation, other people's situations are different. People could have 2 mortgages they're paying for. They can have kids in college, kids in university. They can have a sick whatever. They can have way more on the plate that I could never even imagine.
Here's the thing that I'm getting at, because you're saying they're giving them a choice, and I'm telling you that they're not giving them a choice.
Yes,
and I'm
there is a choice.
Okay, so can I finish my story then? Let me finish my story, and I'll explain to you exactly why there's no choice. Okay, so she decided that she was not, at first, that she did not want to get it. Obviously, this was a recent vaccination that she got. Well, it's not obvious, but it's a recent vaccination that she got. She said the reason that she got it is because they started cutting her shifts. They started switching when she was working and who she was working with. They kept moving her around and making her job very uncomfortable. This part is understandable, but they made her have to get tested on a regular basis, which is totally justifiable. I get all that stuff, but they made her life extremely uncomfortable working at that hospital because she made the choice, like you said, she had a choice, right? She made the choice to not get the vaccine at that time. So they made the choice to make her life very uncomfortable. It's not a choice at that point. That's not a choice. That is you being forced systemically to make a decision. That's exactly what that is. So when you instill all these things into the workforce, when you instill vaccine passports, when you instill differences of how people are treated at their job when they're vaccinated and not vaccinated, when you instill fines for businesses, when you want to incorporate certain things, that is no longer a choice. Okay, and that's what I want to highlight to you and anybody else that feels the same way you feel. That is not a choice, no matter how you want to phrase it. That is them systemically making a decision for you. Okay, and that's not right. That's not right.
So to be clear, I never said it was right. I'm pretty sure that was
no, but you no. But you said that they had a choice, and I'm telling you there is no choice.
And I'm still telling you not your.
There's no choice.
I'm still telling you.
Yeah, right.
Have a choice. You have a choice. You could either quit or deal with
a difficult life,
or deal with all the things you just highlighted. That is a choice. Listen, you do understand a choice requires. Choice. You do understand a choice requires two options, right?
Two opposite sides usually, though, not two sides that lead towards the same direction.
What are you talking about?
A choice is a yes or a no, heads or tails, up or down, left or right.
So the choice is either
make a decision, not make a decision
or not.
You don't want, not make a decision you don't want, or live a life you don't want. That's what it is.
You know what so you know what you're describing? You're making it sound like this is rape. Because rape is not a choice. You're making it sound like rape. I'm going to rape you with this vaccine.
You said that. That.
But that's what you're making it sound like.
All I'm saying, that's what rape is not a choice either. Rape is not a choice either.
Rape is not.
If you want to make it go super, you want to make it go super extreme.
Here is the difference. Here is the difference. Rape is not a choice. Whether you get vaccinated or not, that is a choice. It's a horrible choice that you have to make. And I feel really, really bad for your aunt that she had to go through all of those things. Nobody should ever have to go through those things. But that is the choice that that her employer, anybody else watching, that is the choice that your employer is giving you. We're going to either make you feel like shit at this job that you've worked at forever, been super loyal to and amazing at, by the way, or get vaccinated or choice.
In case y'all didn't know, YouTube is not our biggest fan. They be showing our videos to some people. Sometimes they don't. Some people get notifications. Some people don't. And you know what? It's because we like to speak our opinion on this. Two guys doing a podcast. We got two very unique opinions every single time. So what we need you to do is we need you to drop a like, okay? I'm going to need you to drop a like, okay? It's going to help the algorithm, help our page get seen, help people hear our opinions, okay? Let's break the YouTube code. Drop a like right now, all right? Let's get back to the video.
Just not a good one.
Well, I'm just going to end off by saying something that I saw that was very interesting. That you could take it either way, but it's just like, it's as simple as this. If this was a real pandemic, a real crisis, I don't think they would be finding ways to get rid of healthcare and long-term care workers. I would think they would be trying to find ways to get more. But I'm not a professional. This is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor.
I was about to say that.
I know you were. Let me get it out. Let me say it this time. I never get to say it. So this is not medical advice, but I feel like we're doing the opposite of what you would be doing in a very serious pandemic. Getting rid of the people that can help.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do you think this is a choice? What is the definition of a choice? This
is a great discussion.
Can somebody Google that for us and put that?
I really hope Deuce Gang, please leave some comments.
In fact, what I'll do, I'll take it a step further. I will Google the definition of a choice and I will pin it. It'll be the pinned comment. So you guys can then make your comments based on that. Okay, it is time to go. And if you're not vaccinated, social distance.
Sound like Mr. Rogers.
Wear a mask and yeah, that's kind of all I got. Deuces. All right. Okay.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far, you have to like, please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.